Level 1. The second child. You are 8 years old. You are standing in the kitchen doorway. It's late. You should be asleep. Your parents are fighting again, not loud. The quiet kind. The kind that lives under the door as a low hum you've learned to read like weather. Your older brother is in his room with headphones on. Your little sister is 4. She's crying in the hallway because she doesn't understand the words, only the temperature. So you go to her. You don't decide to. Your body just moves. You take her hand. You say it's okay. You say mom and dad are just tired. You make up a story about a dog who lives on the moon until she stops shaking. You are 8 years old, and you have just learned the only job you will ever really have. Nobody asks you to do it. Nobody thanks you. Your mother finds you both asleep on the floor of your sister's room the next morning and says, "You're such a good helper." She means it as a compliment. You take it as an instruction. You don't know it yet, but that sentence just became your whole life. You think you're just being a good kid. You're not. You're being hired. Level 2. The helper. You are 11 now. You know where everything is in the house. You are the one who knows. You know which drawer the batteries are in. You know your sister's shoe size and your brother's schedule and the exact tone of your father's silence that means don't ask him tonight. You pack your own lunch because your mother is stretched too thin. Then you start packing your sister's too. It's easier than watching her forget. You get good grades because good grades are quiet. A problem is a thing that makes noise, and you have decided, without ever saying it out loud, that you will never be a problem. Your brother is a problem. He slams doors, he fails classes, he gets the attention because attention flows toward noise. You get something else. You get trusted. At 11, being trusted feels like being loved. It takes you 20 years to learn they are not the same thing. You learn to read a room before you enter it. You learn to feel the mood of the house through the floorboards. You learn that if you are good enough, small enough, useful enough, the fighting sometimes stops. It doesn't, of course. You just think it's your job to try. Then your parents divorce anyway, and you find out what your job really is. Level 3. The Translator. You are 14. Your father lives across town now. Your mother works 2 jobs. You become the wire between them. Neither of them will speak to the other, so they speak through you. Tell your father the check is late. Tell your mother the custody weekend is changing. You carry these sentences back and forth like a child soldier carrying messages across a line, and you learn to edit them on the way. You soften your father's anger before it reaches your mother. You hide your mother's tears before they reach your father. You are 14 and you are running diplomacy between 2 countries that used to be one house. Your sister is 10 now. She asks you why dad seems mad. You tell her he's not mad, he's just busy. You've become good at this, turning the truth into something a younger person can survive. Your brother is 17 and gone most nights. He copes by leaving. You've noticed that the ones who leave get to be lighter. You file that away. You do not use it. You start skipping the things a 14-year-old does, the sleepovers, the team, the girl who liked you, the boy who liked you, whoever it was, you never found out because you canceled. You tell yourself it's temporary. You tell yourself once things settle down, you'll get your turn. Things never settle down, and you'll wait for that turn your whole life. Level 4. The Fixer. You are 19. You got into a college 3 hours away. It might as well have been on another planet, because you didn't go. You tell everyone it was money. That's half true. The other half is that you couldn't picture the house standing without you in it, and you were probably right. You take the community college classes instead. You stay. You get the job at the pharmacy, then the better job at the office. You're the one with a car now. You're the one with a little money now. So you become the one who fixes things. Your sister needs a ride at midnight. You drive. Your brother needs bail money. You send it. Your mother's car breaks down. You cover it, and you don't mention that it was the money you'd saved for your own apartment. You are 19 years old, and you are the youngest person you know, with an emergency fund that exists entirely for other people's emergencies. You notice something around now. When there is no crisis, you feel strange, restless, almost guilty. You have been useful for so long that peace feels like being unemployed. So some part of you, a part you will not admit to for a decade, starts to need the chaos. You don't just survive the fires anymore. You've become someone who doesn't know who they are when nothing is burning. That's the tax. Every gift they hand you costs you a piece you don't get back. And you keep saying yes. Level 5. The anchor. You are 26. You are the reason there is still a Thanksgiving. Think about that. Without you, this family does not gather. You are the one who calls everyone. You are the one who picks the date, drives the distance, cooks the food, seats your divorced parents at opposite ends so the day doesn't detonate. You are the anchor. And an anchor has one defining feature: it never gets to move. Your siblings have lives now, real ones. Your brother got sober and moved 2 states away and calls it a fresh start. Your sister is in a city you've never visited because you were always needed here. They send photos, beaches, weddings, apartments with good light. You are happy for them. You are. This is the strange, quiet horror of your position. The love is completely real. You would do it all again. That's what makes it a trap, and not just a chore. You are also 26, and you have never once been the person someone drove 3 hours to rescue. You start dating someone kind. They ask you, gently, one night, why you drop everything the second your phone rings. You don't have an answer. You've never questioned it. It's like being asked why you breathe. They don't stay. They tell you there's no room in your life for a person, only for a family. You want to argue. You can't. Level 6. The wall. You are 31. Your mother gets sick. Not the kind you recover from fast. The kind with appointments. The kind with a folder. You buy the folder. You fill it. Insurance codes, medication times, the phone number of the good nurse, and the name of the bad one. You become the wall between your mother and the worst of it. Your siblings fly in for the scary weekend. They cry at the bedside. They mean it. Then they fly home to their jobs and their partners and their lives. And they call you a saint on the way to the airport. Saint. You've started to hate that word. A saint is someone people admire from a distance so they don't have to stand next to them and help. You move back into your childhood bedroom. You are 31 years old, sleeping in a twin Fari bed under a ceiling you memorized as a child, listening for your mother's breathing through the wall, exactly the way you once listened for your parents fighting. The house has you again. It always knew it would. You do the night shifts. You do the medication. You do the crying in the car in the parking lot so no one has to see it. You do the being strong that everyone has come to expect because the one time you cracked, at 29, they looked so frightened that you swore you never would again. You have become so good at holding it together that no one, not one person, has ever asked if you're okay. Then one day someone finally does, and it breaks something open. Level 7. The Resented One. You are 34. Your mother pulls through. There is money now, a small inheritance from an aunt, meant to be split. And the family that you carried for 26 years turns, at last, to look at you. They don't see the years, they see the checkbook. Your brother asks why you handled the accounts. Your sister asks, carefully, what you spent on yourself. There's a word floating in the room that no one says out loud. Control. You gave up college. You gave up the apartment, the relationship, the city, the turn that never came. And the thank you, when it finally arrives dressed as an accusation. Here is the thing no one tells you about being the one who holds it together. The moment you show the strain of holding, they decide the weight was your choice. And, if it was your choice, they owe you nothing. You say the thing you can't unsay. You say, I gave you my whole life. Then the room goes quiet. Your brother says, nobody asked you to. And the terrible part, the part that keeps you up at 3 a.m. for years, is that he's right. Nobody did. You volunteered at 8 years old, in a kitchen doorway, and never once resigned. You look around at these adults you raised while you were still a child yourself, and for the first time you feel something you have never allowed. Not sadness, anger, and you have no idea where to put it. Level 8. The Estranged. You are 38. You stopped calling first. That's all it took. You didn't announce anything. You didn't have a fight and slam a door. That was your brother's move, never yours. You just stopped being the one who reached. And the silence told you everything. The group chat goes quiet without you feeding it. The Thanksgiving doesn't happen the first year. Then it happens without you the second, and someone posts a photo, and you count the faces, and you understand that the machine you thought could not run without you learned to run the moment you stepped away. You were replaceable. You just had to leave to find out. You go to therapy for the first time at 38. You say the word parentified, and you cry, not because it's sad, but because there's a word. Someone made a word for it, which means it happened to other people, which means you weren't crazy, or dramatic, or controlling. You were a child given a job no child should have. You start slowly to build a life shaped like a person instead of a support beam. You travel. You are terrible at it. You keep reaching for your phone to check on people who are fine without you. Your sister texts on your birthday. Thinking of you. 3 words. Read at 2:14. You reply at 6:03. You needed the 4 hours. You needed to be someone who doesn't answer instantly. It's the loneliest freedom you've ever felt. But it is, for the first time, yours. Level 9. The one who stayed. You are 46. Your father is dying, and the phone rings, and it's your brother, and his voice has the old shake in it, the one from the hallway when you were kids. And he says, "We don't know what to do. Can you come?" You know what they're really asking. They're asking you to be the wall again. The fixer, the translator, the anchor, to pick up the job you put down 8 years ago because they never learned to do it, and, in their defense, they never had to. You made sure of that. You go. Of course you go. You were always going to go. You sit at another bedside. You buy another folder. You do the nights. But you're older now, and you see it clearly this time. You are not doing it because you're trapped. You're doing it because this is who you actually are, underneath the resentment and the therapy and the distance. You are the one who stays. The difference is this. At 8, you thought staying would earn you love. At 46, you stay knowing it won't. And you stay anyway. That's not the same as being a doormat. It took you 38 years to learn the difference, and you learned it too late to enjoy it. But you learned it. Your father, near the end, lucid for an afternoon, takes your hand. He says the thing you waited your entire life to hear. He says, "I always knew it was you. I'm sorry it was always you." You wait to feel vindicated. It doesn't come. You just feel tired and grateful and unbearably sad for the 8-year-old in the kitchen doorway who would have given anything for those words and who is not here anymore to receive them. Level 10. The keeper. You are 61. The house is finally quiet, and this time there's no one behind the wall to listen for. Both parents are gone. Your brother and sister are older too, softer, closer than they used to be. Grief did what nothing else could. You speak now. Sunday calls. It's good. It's genuinely good. But you are the keeper now, the keeper of the story. You are the only one who remembers the low hum under the kitchen door. You are the only one who remembers who packed the lunches, who carried the messages, who cooked the Thanksgivings, who slept in the twin bed under the memorized ceiling. Your siblings remember a childhood. You remember a job. They call you sometimes and ask, "Do you remember when?" And you always do. You remember all of it. You are the family's memory because you were the only one paying attention while everyone else got to be a child. You sit on the porch in the mornings and drink your coffee. You have a good life, now, a small one, a real one, built late but built. You wouldn't trade the people. You would trade the cost, if anyone offered, but no one ever offers that trade. You did the most important job in the family, and it is the one job that has no title, no pay, no medal, and no retirement. You just age out of it, and then you carry it. You gave a family its shape, and the only proof it ever happened is that they are all still here, still speaking, still gathering, And not one of them knows it's because of a child who stood in a doorway 53 years ago and decided she would never be a problem. You were the glue. Nobody notices the glue. They only notice when it's gone. Somewhere right now, a kid is standing in a kitchen doorway. It's late. They should be asleep. Down the hall, someone smaller than them is, and the parents are doing the quiet kind of fighting. And the older one has headphones on, and the kid's feet start to move toward the crying before their brain can vote. They don't know what they're signing up for. They think they're just being good. They'll learn. They always do.